Hi, this is Rod from Freedom Ability Marketing and Consulting, and today we're going to look at setting up a social media site. It's best to have a big list of social media sites with profiles set up for any local business you're about to market. You can get lots of link backs, and these are status sites. Sometimes the links are worthwhile, and you can also post articles and URLs to these sites to get link backs to your articles and videos and that sort of thing. So I set up a simple spreadsheet here with a list of sites. We already have accounts with Facebook and Twitter and Yahoo. They would be included in this list, and when you fill out the list here, it's best to have a username, password, and any other pertinent information that you come across when you're filling out a profile. So they're all going to be slightly different, but it'll be the same idea. And in this video, I'm just going to go through one profile, and then it'll give you an idea of what we're doing. So you want to be consistent throughout all your web properties for a local business with the business name and the contact person's name, address, phone number, email. The website can vary. It's best if you are, especially if you're trying to hit Google places, to use this consistently as possible, because the more consistent you are with this information, if it is the same as what you see on Google places, you have a better chance of moving up on the Google places listing. So anyhow, let's go to bebo.com and get started. Okay, so that's bebo.com. Now, I haven't gone through these all. You get someone to help me with this stuff, so it may take me a minute as we're going through here. I'll edit out any delays that are too long here. You can probably find it if you don't see sign up or that sort of thing. Oh, here, join Bebo for free. Sometimes if you don't see it there, if you hit login, in a lot of these cases, if you're having a hard time finding it, it'll give you another chance to link if you do not have a Bebo account, okay? Or another account if you're doing a different site. Okay, so full name. Now with this stuff, like I said, you want to be consistent with the information that you have. Okay, so name would be Miranda O'Leary. And the thing with this is if you're cutting and pasting, much less chance of making a mistake. Just make sure you try not to leave spaces when you cut and paste. Sometimes that'll mess things up. Certain things, like here, we have a space in front when I copied that. Password. If you are watching this because you are going to be doing some work for me, I will send you this type of information another way. Okay. Birth date, that's right. A lot of them ask for a birth date. We can just randomly choose a birth date. You know, just make it something close as far as somewhere within a few years, around between 30 and 40, because that's how old this person is. And I would go ahead and hide the age. It's not a big deal, but you might as well hide the age. Okay. Looks like we got step 1 done here. Click the sign up. I didn't have that in. It wasn't showing on the last screen, so. Usually you will have some kind of a CAPTCHA form to fill out, just to make sure that it's not computer generated. Now if you ever get are your friends here, check for your friends and everything, just skip that stuff. We don't care for this purpose right now whether we are building a bunch of friends and that sort of thing. We will do that specifically on certain sites like Facebook and Twitter and that sort of thing. Display name, instead of the person's name, we'll use a keyword which I will put on the list here, which I do not think I put in there. Yeah, no. So let's just put put that in here too. Actually, let's just put display name. St. John Photography. Might as well bold that like we did the others, and then we'll also put some keywords. Sometimes they'll let you put a list of keywords in. So if they do give you the option, here are the words we're looking for. So here's some keywords. When you are talking about keyword, it doesn't necessarily mean a single word. So St. John Photography is the keyword, so it's a keyword phrase, and you would write them just like like you see them here if you were going to put a list on a website. They may or may not have that. St. John Photography, tagline. If you get opportunities like this, what we want is keyword rich stuff. So first, any of these main things, St. John Photography and St. John Photographer are the important ones. Don't worry about relationship. Put the postal code, but remember to make sure that it is the postal code from here, which of course you would choose anyway if you are doing this for me. But if you are doing this on your own and you just come across this video, use the postal code that you use in Google Places. Another opportunity here to put St. John, which is part of our keyword phrases. So you can save, make sure you keep saving stuff. And so as you go through here, there's going to be descriptions and stuff, IM usernames, contact details. So what you can do is, for a description of me, I would put the description, in this case, of... Go ahead and put the description of the business. Has keywords in it as well. And it, of course, describes Miranda. She's 8 years experience. She does all kinds of stuff there. Save that. Movie, sports, music. It's not a big deal. I don't think the messenger services are anything that I'm going to need you to fill anything in. No. I always look, because if there's a chance to put a web address in there, you always put a web address when you can. Contact details, we'll be able to fill some of this out. For home address, don't put anything but work address. We have here, where did it go? Work address here. Go back, copy and paste. Work phone, you want phone number. Email we have here. It's pretty straightforward. Don't worry about an alternate email or mobile phone. Anything else, let's try. It may or may not create a clickable link, but this is how I would put the web address in, unless it tells you otherwise for any web address. But sometimes when you write the web address like this, when this profile displays, it may make it a clickable link that goes directly to the website. Schools and colleges, probably not anything we need to worry about. Nope. And work details. go ahead and put, actually, employer, get a keyword in there. Her website is called stjohnphotography.com anyway, so. And then we have St. John Photographer as a position, concentration. Sometimes this gets redundant to put St. John on everything, so we'll just put wedding photography. And I'll put a few others in here. We're going to put the city down here anyway. Actually, I'll do that while I'm thinking of it. It's good enough for now. Now, let me make a list of alternate keywords here. And we will put them on the list here as well. So if you get the opportunity, like you just saw there, what does she focus on, or that sort of thing. And you can throw some St. John's in there according to what it looks like. It's not all cut and dry, 100% the same, right? So if you do it one way or the other, it's not right or wrong in this case. Okay, we just want lots of keywords. It's hard to tell sometimes one to the other, right? So see if they make me put the month and year. Save that. Looks like it's saved. So we filled out the profile with some of that information, except for record the username and password. So let's go to account settings, and they give us a username, okay, and password is something that we chose, that I chose. Okay, so it looks like we can choose a username here. So put in the username that I suggested right here. I have a suggested username that I will give to anyone who's doing this for me, but you can choose what you like. Now I have suggested username, suggested password, because once you get down here and you're putting in usernames and passwords, sometimes they'll ask you for certain passwords that have capital plus small letters plus numbers, that sort of thing. If you can't use the one I suggest, then you'll need to just alter it a little bit in order to make it possible, and then just make sure you record it and put it in here. So that's great. So we would come back once we get this all set up. We would come back and put those in spot here for Bebo, right here and here. Other, so far I didn't see anything crazy with this one. So now one of the key things is notification settings. You always want to look for those if you can find them, and unclick everything. Okay, we don't want 100 emails if someone comes and tries to be our friend, and especially for the purposes what we're doing this. We're looking for link backs and stuff on some of these sites and not going to be managing them. Well, here, I could have just done that. And we're not going to be managing them very much, so we don't want any emails, okay? And oftentimes there will be under your account settings, like we just clicked on here, accounts. Oftentimes there will be an option to subscribe or unsubscribe for certain things happening, okay? Now I'll just update successfully, very good. So you just kind of scan through some of these settings here. Preferences, doesn't really matter, anything there. And I'll just double check, okay? So those account settings are the ones to take a quick look at and see if there's anything funny, especially these notifications. Just shut them all down. Now, if you're doing this and you're planning on really following up on ideally if you had time, you would spend all kinds of time on all of these social media sites and get as many clients as possible. But to be honest, most of them are not worth it. They don't give you a good return on investment. You spend hours and make very little in return. Facebook is good. Twitter can be good as far as return on investment, but it's good just because everyone looks at it as a status site that you need to be on. And it's good to get links back to your site because Twitter, again, is a status site. And if there's links coming back from Twitter, especially if people are retweeting and that sort of thing, and the links there in a few spots, then it's a good thing. Well, check out privacy settings. Friends only is fine. Show people when I'm online. No. Age. I think that means to hide the age is hidden. Member since. No, we don't need that. Hide profile views from showing up on my profile. That's not a big deal. Searchable. It's fine. Posting, other friends post comments. That's actually good. Allow comments of whiteboards to be posted to my profile. Most of this stuff is not that. Send me challenges from non-friends. I don't know what that is, but I don't want very many things sent. So you can just scan through again. If it looks like anything that means I'll be getting useless emails, then unclick it is what I usually do. Okay. And then I will check this, don't know what it is. Okay, this is, you can connect, a lot of these you can connect between sites. Don't worry about it, just don't try to connect anything. And the profile, I think, is what we already filled out. So that's basically what we want. That's all. Once that's done, and once you do a few of them, you can just pop them in, and if, you know, don't stress out over little details like these work details. This is just the way I would do it. I mean, it's great. Just think about putting some of these phrases and words in, especially here. I mean, it's just asking you to put a bunch of keywords in, basically, because all these are good keywords. So what all those keywords and stuff do is make this site relevant to the words St. John Photography and St. John Photographer. Mostly St. John Photography from the stuff we filled in, but also St. John Photographer, and some relevance to all these just because of the photographer words. Definitely to St. John, so that's where we're from. So what happens is when we put a link from this site, post a link to an article on our St. John Photography site, it makes that link more relevant. Okay? There's always multiple ways to get to stuff. Drop down menu. It's all that same stuff as we were looking at. So, you know, there's all kinds of stuff on here. We could probably do some things with these sites if we had more time. But primarily, we need those things filled out just like I showed you. And you're all set. And that's it. So you go back here once you got it. Make sure you fill these in right away so that you don't forget. And go on down through the list. I think there's 10 or 11 of them there. And like I said, that's not counting Facebook, Twitter, and Yahoo. And the only reason they're not there is because we already set up accounts for those. So that's Rod McKenzie signing off. Freedom Ability Marketing and Consulting is the company that I own and work with local businesses to promote them online. If you want to check that out and you're in the Maritime Canada, or basically anywhere, I just focus on Maritime Canada, but as long as you got a phone and internet connection, I can work with almost anybody to help them market their local business. Just give me a shout. My website is at freedomability.com, and hope to talk to you soon. Thanks. Make it a great day.